Back with you from thehealthyamerican.org. Another live stream here. So many of you were telling me about the FDA approving this do-it-yourself flu mist vaccine. So the intranasal. And remember back in, let's call it 2020, when all the hogwash was sloshed all over us, I remember posting on Facebook, of all places, photos of cows being vaccinated through their nose. Let me see if I can find a picture. If you don't want to see this, please close your eyes and don't look. But this is a kind of image that I was trying to alert people to, saying, you know, you can do this exists. You have to be aware of this, because it's not just something that's going to be injected into your skin. They have the capability, meaning the pharmaceutical companies have the capability of this. They do it for cattle, and they think that we're cattle. And now here's a picture. This is not a cow. This is my Teddy, just showing that in memoriam. This is my beautiful girl back in 2019, back in the good old days when life was wonderful. Now, this is concerning on many levels. Yesterday, I did a video for you all about the side effects of the flu jab. And isn't it interesting that they call it a flu shot? Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because you're getting shot, how do I say it? With the flu. I also spoke about the fact that this whole theory of contagious disease is just a theory. And there are people that are new to my channel. Welcome on board. And if you're not aware, I will let you know that I personally am not on board with the mainstream medical merry-go-round when it comes to these concepts and explanations. I don't even want to call them theories of disease. In fact, I'm working on a program, a video for you, which probably will be aired tomorrow. And that is a different explanation for why we get sick. And it was pretty much the accepted reason for hundreds of years, probably thousands of years. And it was only until about 150 years ago when this whole concept was turned on its head. Gee, reminds me kind of how everyone knew that the earth was the center of God's creation. And then somehow about 500 years ago, that got turned on its head. And suddenly we're just an insignificant speck spinning at some outrageous number of miles, which has to do with the 666 in it. And yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either. All right. We're going to talk about this flu mist. I'm going to look at the AstraZeneca. This is something that no one is talking about, and it is a lot of the corruption that's going on with the FDA and AstraZeneca, which is the maker of this flu mist that was just approved. And wait until you see the connection between the FDA and one of the employees. And then apparently all these employees are jumping ship. I'm going to bring that to you in just a moment. Let me bring you a message from the sponsor. And I hope that you are going to take advantage of going over to noblegoldinvestments.com. I've been telling you about them. This is the only gold company that I trust. You can actually get physical gold or silver shipped directly to your door. I've done interviews with the CEO before. That's on the channel as well. What I recommend is that you give them a call directly, 877-646-5347. Get all of your questions answered by an expert in the United States who will talk this over with you and determine whether or not it's a good fit for you. Because we are in a world of economic uncertainty, it is more important than ever to safeguard your retirement savings. You don't want it to melt with inflation, and you don't want it to go poof. So gold is and has been a trusted store of value, providing stability for centuries through countless market cycles. So with a gold IRA, if you want to opt for that, with Noble Gold Investments, you can protect your financial future with the enduring power of precious metals. Don't let the volatility in this election year erode your hard-earned nest egg. So you can vote for the timeless safety of gold and silver in 2024. And I wanted to show you that you can, let's see, how about for the Trump fans? You get 10 of these 1 ounce silver Trump coins. And if you prefer not to have Donald Trump looking at you there, you can get this 10 ounce solid silver American flag bar. I think this is the coolest thing. You can have it as a bequeathment down to your inheritors, or just keep it for your financial peace of mind in 2024. I'll have a link for you in the description box below. You know, there's a disclaimer. There's always a risk of investment. There's no guarantee, but check it out at noblegoldinvestments.com. Friends, let's talk about this do-it-yourself flu mist vaccine nasal spray. This kind of technology has been around for a long time. I showed you a picture at the beginning of this broadcast of cattle being vaccinated that way. And apparently they think we're like cattle. That's why they want herd immunity. Well, we're not cattle. And I personally have lots of questions about this herd immunity concept anyway. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Of course, you're responsible for my health, my eating habits, my sleeping habits, what I think about, the environment that I'm in. None of that has anything to do with my health. You personally are responsible for me. Have we cleared it up now? So please go ahead and get all those preparations ready so that I can remain healthy. All right, now that we've cleared that up, I want to talk about the side effects and the harms, I should say, or the dangers of taking this. So first, let's do this. We're going to look right on over at the FDA itself. And there is let me grab that for you. I actually like to go directly to the source. So we are going right over to the FDA and we're going to read their press release. I always recommend going to the direct source. This is the original source. I'm not looking at what ABC News says or CBS or NBC, although that might be interesting for comparison, but let's get the information directly from the source. So I'm recording this live. It is September 25th. This has the date of September 20th, so it is current. So here you go. Today, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved flu mist. By the way, the FDA has only been around for 100 years, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And apparently RFK and RFK Jr. and the other one, Del Bigtree, they want to keep expanding the FDA. I'm in favor of shrinking these agencies or eliminating them altogether. We did fine before the FDA came on the scene and the CDC. So the flu mist now is approved for self or caregiver administration. It is approved for the prevention of influenza disease caused by influenza virus subtypes A and B in individuals 2 through 49 years of age. So I guess if you're 50, you got to have a doctor give that to you. Very interesting. Flu mist is sprayed into the, isn't it funny? It's called flu mist. Don't you think they would have called it no flu, like stop the flu, prevent flu mist? I mean, come on, the marketing department's got to come up with a better name. Or maybe they're just telling us the truth, that you're getting the flu sprayed into your nose. How do you like them apples? Flu mist. It reminds me of when, did you hear that? Like in Japan and other countries, when they were trying to translate American products into another language. For example, there was shampoo for oily hair, meaning it would take care of oily hair. It would fix your oily hair. But in these other countries, it was interpreted as, if you use this shampoo, you will have oily hair. So I think this is what the conclusion that I'm drawing from this flu mist. You're getting the mist, the flu mist sprayed right into your nose. I've said it before and I'll say it again. What's wrong with just being exposed to the flu? If the concept is that your body is going to create some kind of defense mechanism, why can't it create the defense mechanism with the actual pathological liars? No, I didn't mean to say that. With the actual pathogens that we are told cause disease. Yes, inquiring minds want to know. All right, let's do this. It was initially approved by the FDA in 2003 for use in individuals 5 through 49 and blah, 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 blah. It says it's been used safely and effectively. They love those words, safe and effective. Oh, by the way, RFK said about a month ago that he's going to make vaccines safe for everyone. Yes, stay tuned. I've got a video on that coming right up. Yeah, several of you sent me the video saying, look, he changed his tune. And I heard the same old tune. Yeah. Today's approval of the first influenza vaccine for self or caregiver administration provides a new option for receiving a safe and effective. This is called brainwashing, friends, where they're trying to manipulate your mind with the same words over and over. This is why I do not like to show images on my channel of people getting a needle stuck into their arm. I don't like it. I don't like to have people be conditioned to that. I don't like associating those images. I don't want you to see them. So it always troubles me on other websites, like, I don't know, the Highwire, for example, when they have a lot of these images of people getting the jab. Why are they showing that? I find it traumatic, and I reject that. I don't want to see it. And if I have shown it to you accidentally, or maybe in a limited manner, like I gave you a warning about this cow, it's not something that I like to see again and again, because that's another way, maybe inadvertently or intentionally, deconditioning you to seeing it, associating it. It's fine. People always are getting things stuck in their arms with people wearing a suffocation device. Like, I don't want to see it. Okay, so here it goes on and on and on and on. What I want to do is actually show you the package insert. So here we have it. This is the actual package insert. I will link to it in my Substack, peggyhall.substack.com. And here we have it. This is the flu mist quadrivalent, and it's how to use it safely and effectively. There's the words again and again. I'm only going to do a couple of highlights here. You can read it in detail if you like. But basically, when we look at the side effects, and here it is approved 2 years through 8 years, and they want to give them 2 smaller doses because, the first one isn't good enough. And here we go. Let me know if you have ever used this, if you would ever use this. Knowing my audience, you probably never will. Again, it says, do not give this to persons who have had a severe allergic reaction to any component of this, including egg protein. Okay, so they're telling us that's one of the dangers. Do not administer this to children and adolescents through 17 years of age who are receiving aspirin or aspirin therapy because of the association of Ray's syndrome. It also gives us warning, risk of hospitalization and wheezing in children younger than 24 months of age. In clinical trials with parents who willingly offered up their children in a sacrificial manner or maybe for money, it was found out that wheezing was increased and hospitalization in children younger than 2 years of age. Now, I'm sorry to tell you that RFK Jr. wants more testing on childhood jabs. I don't understand it. You'll tell me he's just saying it. Well, why is he saying it if he doesn't believe it? It doesn't make sense. He should be calling for a stop to these tests, not increased testing. When you increase the test on these shots, that means more vaccinations, more children harmed, and more pharmaceutical companies making money because they're the ones running the test and they're getting your tax dollars. Simple. I'm not in favor. Here we go. Asthma, recurrent wheezing, active wheezing, the Guillain-Barré syndrome, where you are paralyzed. Yes, it's associated with the elevated risk of Guillain-Barré. They're trying to downplay it here, but let's see. Would you rather have fatigue and a headache and fever and chills, or would you rather be paralyzed? I mean, come on, you guys. It's probably a simple answer, isn't it? Altered immune competence. So let's see. People that have all of those immune disorders, I'm sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with the flu mist or other jabs, even though the side effects say that it does. And it goes on and on and on. So I will leave this for you. And something that was interesting to me is it actually has the placebo and the flu mist. So RFK and Del Bigtree should be very happy about that, because here was a placebo study. And in every single case, the flu mist had a higher percentages of side effects. So you get the flu mist, and then you get 58% of the people got a runny nose and nasal congestion. Hey, I can get that from the flu, and maybe I won't get the flu. But if I take this, my chances are pretty high that I'm going to get it. Decreased appetite, irritability, decreased activity, lethargy, sore throat, muscle aches. Gee, sounds like the flu, don't it? Fever. Well, you might not get the flu, but if you take the flu mist, look at the percentages of your possibility of getting those. And of course, we can trust all of the facts. That's the other thing that bothers me about this increased call for safety testing. You're going to trust the pharmaceutical companies to give you this data? I mean, come on. What kind of fairy tale are you living in? It's just, it's crazy. All right. I will leave that for you. What I want to talk about is AstraZeneca. They're the maker of this. And here we have their stock price. Let's see, 1 day ago went a little bit higher. I do not have any stock in AstraZeneca. I'm only showing this to you to see if the market responded to this news, and it looks like that it is up slightly. I did look over about a 5-year period, which would have been prior. Here we've got 2021, 2022. You can see that the stock went up and down over the cooties hogwash years, and here we are in 2024. So it definitely has jumped on that news. And here we have AstraZeneca. So what I did is I found out that this man, Badrul Chowdhury, I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, looks like an Indian of Indian descent, a 20-year veteran of the FDA, 20 years working for the FDA, moved to AstraZeneca in 2018. How do you like them apples? Now, I know there is a complete revolving door of the FDA and these drug companies. This I just did as a quick search. I did not do a deep dive. Let me know if you've done a deep dive. You can email me any data that you come across to support@thehealthyamerican.org. It says that there has been an ongoing exodus from the company. This man that I just talked about, let me increase my font here. The Badrul Chowdhury is joining a host of former colleagues exiting the UK big pharma with a move into biotech. So here, he was with AstraZeneca for 2 years. So 2018, 2019, probably left right before all the hoopla with cooties. And then, so FDA to AstraZeneca, and now he is going into another company, but apparently there is an ongoing exodus from the company. So I just did a quick search here. This guy also left. He was the head of, let's see, research and development. Ronald Herbst has also followed a series of other AstraZeneca staffers out the door. I tried to get a little info there, and here, look what I came across. There are employees in China under investigation. AstraZeneca, I don't hear anybody talking about this. Maybe I missed it. AstraZeneca says a small number of employees are under investigation in China. How do you like them apples? Police reportedly are probing 5 current and former employees over infringement of data privacy laws. Gee, you wouldn't think China was that concerned about its laws. The employees are Chinese citizens who marketed cancer drugs and were arrested earlier this summer. And AstraZeneca did not provide any further information. Check it out. AstraZeneca is the largest overseas drug maker by sales in China, with 16,000 staff in that country. I find that stunning. So with that confidence in AstraZeneca, with their employees being arrested, and now they've put out this flu mist. So you can, oh, the other thing I wanted to show you is, speaking of cows and speaking of that, let me go one more time here to show you the CDC. I did a little research here on the upcoming bird flu. And what do you think about this? H5 bird flu, current situation, and they've got a picture of a cow. Now, I don't know about you, but cows are bovine, all right? It's a different classification. It's a different species. They're not birds. So it tells us as we click on here, and again, I don't do the spin, but I'm just showing you what's here. The H5 bird flu is widespread in wild birds worldwide. Look at that. Widespread in wild birds worldwide. Again, it looks to me like it's hypnotic induction language as they're repeating these over and over. It's causing outbreaks in poultry and U.S. dairy cows, with several recent human cases in U.S. dairy and poultry workers. And here's the picture. So let me get that a little larger. It says, how is it spreading? Yeah, that's a good question. So does this image even make sense to you? I think it's created like this to be confusing on purpose. It says no human to human spread of H5N1 has been detected during the current outbreak in dairy cows. No human to human spread. So we're shown that wild birds are giving this to poultry, and wild birds are giving this to cows. And the poultry are giving it to humans, and the cows are giving it to poultry, and the cows are giving it to cats. But thank God the cats are not giving it to humans. There's a war on animals, friends. I've done a video on that in the past. I've done many videos about how the powers that shouldn't be are going after our animals. And you may say, well, Peggy, this doesn't really affect me. I don't eat chicken. I don't think this is happening. You know what happens is they go after the farmers and they cull those animals. And it's happened in the past. It's absolutely horrific. And they will go in and they call them culling, which is killing, murdering, slaughtering these animals. And I don't think that there is any recompense given to the farmers. So those that are raising the poultry and those that are raising the cows, that's what really troubles me here. It is that government intrusion. Now, speaking of government intrusion, I've got a video for you coming up, and I don't want you to watch it if you don't like my commentary. Because I'm going to stop and start the video. And actually, I think I will read the transcript instead, because it's RFK Jr. And many of you told me that it's very difficult for you to listen to him because of his own damage that he has in his voice. And let me know in a comment below if you know why that is. And I will read to you some of his comments. It's actually a video that he made about a month ago. And then I'm going to give you my analysis and what you need to look for. All right. So stick with me. Give me a couple moments there as I get that all queued up. I really appreciate having you on board. Tomorrow, I intend to do a video with a little historical perspective on why we get sick. And it's interesting because what the explanation was, like hundreds of years ago, maybe even a couple thousand years ago, we're sort of coming back full circle to that. And I think it's interesting. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. All right, friends, thank you for being on board. Be sure you're on the free Substack, peggyhall.substack.com. Let's give a shout out to the moderators showing up here day in, day out. Really appreciate you, Valerie. Appreciate you, Rhonda. Ava's on board from time to time, and Olivia. But I really appreciate you as healthy Americans. You're able to read between the lies. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video, and then please share this video with others and take a moment to resubscribe, because chances are YouTube has unsubscribed you. By the way, I am not deleting your comments. YouTube deletes comments. I've done videos on that in the past. I don't have time to go through and delete comments, even if I wanted to. So no, I take a look at your comments within about the first 24 hours. Then I'm on to the next video. There are words that trigger the algorithm. If you are putting in any links, definitely YouTube will take that down. And certain words, I don't know all of them, but there are certain words that will trigger the algorithm. And with AI, they're probably reading, entire phrases. So who knows what they're taking down. So thanks for letting me clear that up. And I look forward to seeing you